What is the best carbohydrate, protein and fat breakdown, macro breakdown, for weight loss? A simple solution to split your macros. Now macros I'm referring to are macronutrients. Macro means big, nutrients mean, well, nutrients, food, yeah? Now they're big because they're the main ones we consume to help us grow, help us survive, provide us with energy, and the resources we need to sustain life. These are the big three: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. When it comes to weight loss, one of the key factors to consider is the breakdown of these macronutrients. The right balance of these macronutrients can really help to optimize your metabolism, promote that fat loss, and support your overall health and well-being. So in this video, I'll explore how to calculate your ideal macronutrient breakdown, which split may be best for different body types and priorities, and simple ways that you can use to manage and distribute your macros effectively. Okay, so a general guideline for a healthy macro distribution for weight loss is carbs, 45 to 65% of your daily calorie intake. Protein, about 10 to 35% of your daily calorie intake. And fat, 20 to 35% of your daily calorie intake. But how do you break it down? Now, just before I do that, when I say carbs, proteins and fat, not all carbs, proteins and fats are produced equally. Carbs, we're talking about not your processed, highly refined grain carbs, your white foods. We're talking about more natural, complex carbohydrates. These are the natural carbohydrates that will help us to avoid blood sugar spikes, really slamming our insulin dependency or our insulin resistance. And these are the things that will calm our system down and make sure we're optimizing our health. Protein, again, it's good quality sources of natural protein that haven't been excessively processed or have added chemicals, hormones, all that sort of thing within them, keeping it clean. Fat, now the different fat types we all know about, saturated and unsaturated. The key ones we want to avoid are trans fats. These are unnatural fats. These are manufactured by humans, so watch out for those. Yeah, so healthy fats. So calculating your macro breakdown. So determine your ideal macro breakdown. You need to consider your daily calorie intake as well as your individual goals and preferences. Here's a step-by-step process to help you calculate it. Now, replay this video if you get lost. I'll try and simplify it as much as possible. Also have a look at the text version in the description as well, because then you can actually put it into place and get across it. So first up, determine your total daily calorie intake. This can be done using various methods. Dietitians obviously can help, online calculators can help, and these sort of things take into account your age, gender, weight, activity level, and weight loss goals. So it's often easier to use those calculators. If you need to, sure, see a nutritionist. Have a look at the links as well. I've got a link to a resource you can download that will help you calculate those without your brain going nuts. First up is the most important macro to consider. Establish your protein intake. Protein is crucial for preserving lean muscle mass whilst losing weight. A general guideline is to consume 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So multiply your weight in pounds by your preferred protein intake to calculate the number of calories you'll get from the protein. Yep. So next up, allocate your fat intake. Healthy fats are essential for hormone production and overall health. Aim to consume around 20 to 30% of your daily calorie intake from healthy fats. Multiply your daily calorie intake by 0.2 to 0.3 to calculate the number of calories you'll get from fats. Then distribute the remaining calories to carbohydrates. Since carbs are the body's primary energy source, allocate the remaining calories from your daily calorie intake to carbs. Divide the remaining calories by 4, since there are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrates, to determine the number of grams of carbs you should consume. Yeah, this is for weight loss, yeah? So some macros are more equal than others. It's important to note, not all carbs, proteins and fats are created equal. Now I've talked about these. Complex carbs from whole grains, vegetables, fruits, these are the better option for weight loss rather than the simple carbs from processed food, sugary drinks. The lean proteins, chicken, fish, beans are better than the sort of less healthy options as well, fatty meats and processed meats. Healthy fats from nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil are much better for weight loss as well. And these trans fats, these are found in very heavily processed foods, so try and avoid those. So macronutrient splits for different body types and priorities. So the ideal macro split for weight loss can vary depending on your body type, your activity level, and your priorities. So here are 3 common body types and corresponding recommended macronutrient splits. Endomorphs. Okay, so you may have heard these types. Look it up on Google if you are not aware of it. Endomorphs, mesomorphs, ectomorphs. These are the 3 broadly defined body types. Endomorphs, these are naturally higher in body fat. They've got a stocky build. A balanced split of around 25% proteins, 35% carbs, and 40% fats may work well for endomorphs. Reducing carb intake and increasing healthy fats can help stabilize blood sugar levels and support fat loss for endomorphs. Rewind if you need to have that replayed if you are an endomorph. By the way, neither of these body types are good or bad, but the point is, if you are one and you recognize that, and have a look at a YouTube video to define what the specific characteristics of those body types, you can then specifically tailor your macros to ensure you're maximizing the fat burn and muscle build for your own body type rather than just doing a general one. Again, that's probably where you've suffered in the past and struggled because you've had an inappropriate diet for your body type. Mesomorphs, these are next up. These are muscular with a typically athletic build. And mesomorphs generally have a higher metabolic rate, can handle a relatively higher carb intake. So a split of approximately 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fats can be beneficial for this body type. If you reduce the carbs too much for this body type, they're going to get hungry, they're going to get snacking, or they're going to give up because they're just feeling too drained. So we need to account for that. Ectomorphs, these are naturally lean and thin. They've often got very fast metabolism and may require more carbs to support energy levels and muscle growth. A split of around 25% protein, 50% carbs, 25% fats is probably more suitable for an ectomorph. Simple ways to manage and split your macros. Here's some practical tips to help you manage and distribute your macros effectively. Prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Foods are that focus on consuming lean proteins, complex carbs such as whole grains, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats from things like avocados, nuts, and seeds. Plan your meals in advance. This is critical. Meal planning can help ensure you're getting the right balance of macros. Prepare your meals ahead of time. Include a variety of protein sources, complex carbs, and healthy fats. Key one here, track your intake. Utilize food tracking apps, journals to monitor your macro intake. This will help you stay accountable and make adjustments as needed. I always recommend MyFitnessPal. Check it out, download it. It's free. It's really helpful, really easy, really useful to use. Now, just based on feedback, you may not get it right the first time. Everyone's slightly different, and we want to tweak those as we're going on. Pay attention to how your body responds to different macro splits. Experiment with adjusting the ratio slightly to find out what works best for you in terms of energy levels, satiety, how full and satisfied you are, and weight loss progress. Keep them tweaking. Seek a professional if you need some more assistance. Then wait for weight loss. So ultimately the key to weight loss is creating a calorie deficit by consuming fewer calories than you burn. So it's important to pay attention to the portion sizes and overall caloric intake in addition to your macro distribution. So whilst there's no one size fits all approach to macro breakdown for weight loss, understanding how to calculate and distribute your macros according to your body type and priorities can significantly enhance your weight loss journey. Remember, sustainable weight loss is a holistic process that involves a well-rounded approach, including a balanced diet, regular exercise, and an overall healthy lifestyle. And be patient. You didn't put on this weight overnight, so equally you won't lose it overnight. Stay consistent, form a healthy eating habit, and keep persisting until you get there. Now, as with all things when you're tweaking your diets or your health, if need be, have a little chat with a GP or a health professional nutritionist. These types of people, they'll help you making sure you're making the right choices and decisions. I can also help you. There's a few resources that I've provided in the section below. Download them, check them out, start building your healthy diet today and really using those macros to your overall benefit to burn fat and build muscle.